Hey everybody, welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous, episode 200. Episode 200. I'm your host, Rico, here with my co-host,
Dane. Episode 200, Cody.
We get together once a week, talk about video games, TV, and movies, or whatever the hell we like, and I kind of messed that up, but
good job.
Whatever. It's all good.
You think after 200 episodes you'd have it down by now?
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. See, I thought about it and I screwed it up.
Yep.
But yeah.
You psyched yourself out.
200 episodes.
Who would have thought?
4 years of shows. We are crazy. What are we doing?
My wife asks that all the time.
We're playing video games. That's what we're doing.
Hell yeah. We're getting passionate about our things that we love.
Welcome, everybody. To celebrate, I reached out to a few of our friends in the industry. Sony and Ubisoft came through big time. We might also be getting some other prizes from other, developers or publishers as well. We'll see what happens. We've got quite the swath of prizes right now. But yeah, we're going to do things a little old school, like radio style.
Radio.
Like back in the day when you had to call in, it's not the eighth caller in line, but you had to call in and have the secret password. So we're gonna sprinkle this episode with a couple passwords. We're gonna give away 3 games this week.
Yeah.
And then we'll announce the winners next week's show, and then do another 3 games then, and so forth, until we run out of prizes for the next few weeks. So
gotta keep the hype train rolling. The
key is you need to visit bit.ly/Geekoholics200. So bit.ly/Geekoholics200 will take you to the page with all the details on how to enter, the prizes, and so forth. It's easy. Use this code, boy, and then you can enter to win God of War for PS4. We'll drop the password for SpiderMan somewhere in the middle of the show, and then we'll drop a password for a copy of The Division 2 later on in the show. But right off the top, we'll give you one quick one. So go to that website, you'll find a link for God of War, click on that, and then you just sign in, put in the special password, boy. And then from there, you can actually do some other actions, which will probably be like Twitter following and stuff like that, and earn extra entries as well. But you have to put in the code, or no bueno, no entry, bueno. No good.
We got to make sure you're actually, listening to the show.
Yeah, and this is for our diehard listeners, because they're the ones who are going to do it. Right. I think.
Heck yeah. Well, that's the point, right? We want the people that actually listen to the show to be able to get in on the prizes.
Yeah, like I've given stuff away on Twitter and Facebook, and they're always just flyby people. They don't necessarily end up listening to the show, or their stupid bot accounts. Like Twitter's terrible for that.
Yeah, you gotta
any
watch out
giveaway
for that.
I give on Twitter, just like bot accounts like crazy. So this is just requires some human intervention, and you guys
and not transformer bots either, like bad bots.
Not the good bots, the garbage bots.
Yeah, Decepticon style.
No, Decepticons are dope. Like I don't know.
These guys are dicks. What are you talking about?
Anyway, agree to disagree.
All right, fine.
With that being said, welcome back, everyone. Episode 200.
Yeah.
We usually start the show off with a BS section, which we are knee-deep in. Get in our what you been playing, our news section, public service announcements, and deals. We'll just throw that in there. Ooh. And then, I don't know, we may almost have to rename our free-for-all section to what you been watching.
You've been watching some stuff?
Well, I think everyone's been watching some stuff lately.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not watching anything.
Well, you saw the stuff in the show notes, didn't you? You better have.
Yes, I'm looking in the show notes.
My weekend was very uneventful. I don't have much to report. I don't know if you have anything you care to share before we get into what you've been playing.
No, it's a pretty chill weekend, actually. Went and saw Captain Marvel for a second time.
Nice.
Well, for me, my wife was her first time. So.
Yeah, because you saw it with work people, right? The first time?
Yeah, I saw it with a couple buddies the first time, and then she hadn't seen it, and obviously the big Endgame stuff is coming out, and it didn't feel right for her to have not seen Captain Marvel before the Endgame stuff happens, because, you know, she may or may not be a part of that. So
I'm gonna have to watch. I think I'm gonna have to watch Infinity War this week sometime.
Yep, that's totally going to be, I think, a weekend
required viewing for everybody listening.
Yeah,
at the bare minimum, you got to watch Infinity War again.
Yeah, I think I'm almost tempted to watch Doctor Strange again as well. I mean, mainly just because Doctor Strange is awesome, but but definitely, we are definitely going to watch Infinity War. I was debating if we wanted to watch all 3 of the Avengers previous to this.
Yeah,
but then it gets a little bit complicated because, like, I feel like you can't really watch the 3 Avengers without at least watching Captain America,
stuff in between,
Civil War. Like, those are kind of the big ones that I feel like you can't watch. You know what I mean? And then but then at what point do you kind of go like, well, I should really just go back and watch all 22 of the other ones? Nope. And then it's exactly.
You should, but it's too late. It's too late now. Don't do it now.
That would take me and my wife like a year to do that.
You're just going to hurt yourself. Just everyone watch Infinity War, then you'll be like fresh in your mind where everything left off.
Exactly. That said, Captain America is fucking rad. And
you mean Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel, Captain America, they're both fucking rad. But Captain Marvel, I think I liked it better the second time.
Yeah.
I caught so many little things that, like, because I kind of knew what was happening, like, I was looking out for and stuff, and it was like, oh, so good. So good.
I find that with movies sometimes, because the first time you watch it, if you've heard stuff, you've already got some impressions. Then you're looking out for certain stuff because people said, oh, she did this or this kind of acting or this, that. Then you look out for that stuff, and it kind of influences how you watch the movie. Mm-hmm. And then when you watch it the second time, it's like all that stuff's kind of gone.
Yeah, and you notice like kind of all the little details.
Almost kind of watching it fresh.
Yeah. So that was rad for me to be able to watch it again. And she really liked it. She thought it was great. So obviously, you know, getting ready for the Infinity War or the end of that whole saga, which is cool. So
pretty crazy. It's such an impressive feat.
Yeah, it's pretty wild when you think about
that it won't be out by the time we record next, so we won't be able to talk about it for like another episode after that.
It's gonna be fun. So yeah, but that was outside of that, nothing too crazy to report from my weekend, which I think we could just roll right into Rick. The hell you been playing?
I've been playing Days Gone.
What?
That is all I can say about Days Gone. I wish I could talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Our next podcast, I will have a review of Days Gone.
Okay.
An audible review.
So that's kind of what you've been playing?
I'm hoping to beat it. That's all I've been playing. I played some Destiny and checked out that new event that's going on right now, and it's lame.
Your week in Destiny.
Pew, 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 pew. What is it? The Revelry or whatever? It's like I think it's only for a week. I guess it's an Easter event. Maybe it's 2 weeks.
I don't know. I haven't logged into Destiny in probably a month.
It's got an exotic weapon tied to doing some triumphs, and it's just I'd rather just play Days Gone. The last expansion is just meh, and I don't have a lot of faith that the third expansion is going to be any better. I'm seriously falling off. Oh, I guess I played a bunch of Division 2.
Division 2?
Me and Teacup got up to like level 21, 22.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Upgraded my crafting bench to superior, so now I can make some superior guns because I had crap guns, and now I have an awesome gun.
Sweet. I actually logged into that and played a bit of it last night myself.
I saw you. I was really tempted to stop playing Days Gone.
No, it was better that you didn't. I only had like a little while to play, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do a mission, and then I'll jump out and continue on with my evening. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I feel like the single player campaign in Division 2, it feels I don't know if more difficult is the right.
Oh, yeah, the game is more difficult. The enemies are smarter and harder.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Like, it feels like I'm finding it. Okay, so like I played the first game mostly alone with like sprinklings of like playing with other people here and there. And I really enjoyed it. Like I really liked that about it. Cause a lot of times, like just when I play games, it doesn't really line up with when my friends are playing games. Like we've talked about this on the show.
Yeah.
Like I play games kind of at weird times. So like for me, that worked out really well. Like cause like those times when nobody else was kind of around or whatever, I could just jump in there and I could play a bunch. And it was great.
It.
Yeah. But then when everybody else was around, I could jump in and we could, play co-op and had a blast like that. And like I'm finding this to be a lot less satisfying playing alone. Like obviously the few times that I've played with other people has been a lot of fun, and like I've really enjoyed that. But like I'm finding it like this for whatever reason, and I've been trying to put my finger on what it is about the second one, and maybe it is just a little bit of the difficulty. I'm not sure though, because like I enjoy a bit more of the challenge, but like I'm not finding it as satisfying to play alone as the first one, which is kind of unfortunately I think stopped me a few times from like wanting to jump in and play. Like there's been a few times where I'm like, oh, I should play some Division 2, and then I'm like, nah, maybe I'm okay right now. and so then I don't, and I play something else, which is actually a shame because like I said, I jumped in last night and I was like playing and I was like, fuck, this game is really good. I want to play more of it. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just like a weird kind of hump that I need to get over, or maybe it's just I don't know. Maybe that's just the way this one will be, and I'll have to just make sure to play it with other people. I don't know.
Yeah, I found it frustrating at some points playing by yourself. It can be a little difficult. Like, even when you're playing with other people, if you're not playing... Like, you got to play smart. If you play stupid, you die. And then...
Totally.
But then, of course, there's these points where the stupid goddamn yellow armored enemies come out with sledgehammers and just run at you. And it's like, really? It's just dumb.
So like last night I did a mission and it was like I was doing well and I was playing really smart and I'd like laid down my defenses and everything, and then like randomly this like yellow dude came out with a grenade launcher and rocked my ass, and not in a good way. And it was one of those things where it's like it wasn't like I died and I respawned and I beat it first time because I kind of knew a little bit more of like what to expect. But playing alone, it kind of felt a little bit cheap, just because like if I was playing with another person, that particular character wouldn't have put all of their fire on probably just one of us, or even if they did, you would have had that friend or whatever to come over and at least like help you get up, or like there, it just would have been a little bit different. You know what I mean?
And then you're not dead, having to respawn far away and then walk all the way back. Walk of shame, which is
totally.
Kind of
yeah, and like I said, like once I kind of knew, like, okay, well, I'm gonna kill these dudes and then he's gonna spawn. I need to be ready for that. Don't drop my turret or whatever before him. Like on the other guys, wait for him and like all that kind of stuff. It was fine, and it was a little bit touch and go, but I did manage to deal with it and call it a day. I think part of it too is like I'm noticing throughout the missions, instead of doing, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's just different, and I'm learning about it, I guess, is like I've been playing like and again I'll talk about like the mission that I did last night, but like I beat him, and that part of the game was like quite difficult. I was like, okay, cool, and then I went and I did essentially the objective, and I was like, okay, cool, like that's done now. And then they're like, oh, by the way, now you have a whole bunch of dudes like coming at you, and you need to like escape. Essentially, you need to get out of there. And it's like, so I just beat this like hard dude and everything else, but now I need to get through a whole bunch of other guys that are chasing me from both sides. And then when I finally did get outside, there's like a whole nother thing where there's like a sniper and a whole nother wave of dudes with yellows and everything else. And I'm like, fuck, man, like it's a weird flow. And again, like playing alone, it's a weird flow just because like it felt like I'd beaten kind of like the boss, if you will, but then there was like two more bosses after him, the flow felt weird.
It's definitely designed to be played multiplayer,
so
it can be played solo, but it's really designed for you playing with 3 other people.
Yeah, and I'm feeling that a little bit more and more, I think, which, yeah.
It's just tough to play when me and Teacup's schedules, like, we get to play an hour or two sessions, maybe a couple times a week. So it's just like, oh, man, we should be at endgame, but it's like, I don't really want to play it without him.
Right.
And, of course, I probably would have been playing more single player if I didn't have Days Gone. Because, like, I completely dropped Sekiro.
Right.
Like, I have pretty much dropped Destiny 2 besides my quick little check-in earlier. I think it was today or yesterday. I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
You beat Devil May Cry 5, I see.
Hell to the yeah.
I wish I could borrow that off you, but...
And then I may or may not have totally restarted it over again.
I wish I could play it.
That game is so good.
I could play it, but I just have other stuff. So
I was really surprised. Like the fights in that game, the end in that game, it takes a turn, and I was just like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" In a good way, in a really stupid, ridiculous Devil May Cry, outrageous way, which I'm. Some people are like, "Oh, this is stupid," and I'm like, "Hell yeah, this is stupid, but it's awesome. It's stupid in the best way possible." Yeah, no, it has I thought it had a great ending. It does a really cool thing where after you beat the game and there's actually like credits are rolling, but you're still actually like playing as a few of the different characters. So it's like there's, instead of doing like a post-credit scene, there's like multiple post-credit scenes, but you're actually involved and you're actually like killing dudes and kicking ass still. And like, it's really cool. I really liked it. It felt really neat. Instead of just like you watching the credits and like, oh, okay, cool, that was it. It's like you watch some
on Steam, right?
Yeah.
You can't really share Steam accounts, can you? I guess you can. That'd be
kind
weird.
of.
I guess it would sign you out if you were playing in another location, right?
Yeah. So
I'm gonna play DMC5.
It's good. It's really
on sale right now on console. I'm like, why can't you be on sale on PC, you effers?
It runs so buttery smooth on my PC.
I know. After playing Sekiro, that's like, okay, I think I gotta get. If I do play Devil May Cry 5, it's got to be on PC.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say though, any games right now that are not buttery smooth on console they're going to get better on the next system. That's kind of exciting.
I would hope that like when the new systems launch that they make the older games, if they're backwards compatible or not.
Because it's
better.
More like a PC, right? The new ones are gonna have a better graphics card and a better processor.
Yeah.
We'll talk
and as
about
long as
the next consoles in a bit. There's a story about the PS5, of course, that came out yesterday or today.
Dude, we're not in the news section.
I know.
What are you doing?
It's going to hook into what I'm kind of talking about with new systems.
It also depends on how the games are coded, though. Like some developers do weird things where they tie physics and stuff to frame rates and weird stuff like that. So yeah.
What's this other freaking thing you wrote down here?
So okay.
The art of horology? Is that like a horror management sim?
No. Horology
that
is the
cooler.
art of watchmaking.
Yeah, I knew that. I was just being a smartass.
I really like. I'm a bit of a watch nerd. As if I didn't already have a bunch of expensive hobbies. I actually had some people reached out to me, and they were like, "Hey, we have this game. Do you want to check it out? Blah blah blah." So I was like, "Yeah, I'll check it out. That sounds kind of interesting." And it's one of these things where I feel like it has a lot of potential. And obviously, if you're not into watchmaking, then don't even worry about it. You can zone out for a minute or two here.
This is a Steam game.
It's a Steam game. It is. It's built in Unity, and it's essentially the whole idea is like teaching you essentially how to build a watch and like what gears go where and what things do and how like the different layers and what goes where. And it's got like a movement. It's a little bit, it needs some polish. That's the thing. But I mean, I can't fault it too much because it's only been made by like, I think the credits, there was like 4 people or something like that made the thing. So, I mean, get that kind of upset with it. But there is you kind of go in and it kind of goes through like, okay, this goes here and this goes here, and it kind of runs through this is the different part, this is the name, and so on and so forth. And then it's more or less like up to you to kind of like pick the parts and put them where they need to go to make the actual movement work. At least right now, there's only one movement that you can kind of build.
It's like a puzzle game, but it's not really.
A little bit, yeah.
But it's a real making watch game.
Totally. Yeah, it's a little bit like that. So like it starts off in like the beginner mode where like the piece you need is the next one and it's just at the top, and you just grab the one, and that's kind of the beginner mode, but you still kind of have to know where to put it. There is a timer, so like if you once you get better at the movement and stuff like that, then you can time yourself, how quickly can you put it together and stuff like that. Mixed with like points, so like if you do it faster and don't screw up, then you'll get higher points and so on. So there's a little bit of that mixed in. Right now, like I said, there's one movement that you can kind of build. It's a wind. I don't know what they call it. It's a mechanical movement, but it's like a wind.
On the Steam page right now, it's like, this is an educational game that simulates the process of making a wristwatch.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. Which for me, like again, like I didn't spend a ton of time with it. Like I'm not gonna lie, there's not a lot there. Like I spent about an hour with it. And I thought it was neat as a watch nerd. Like I thought it was really cool to be able to like, oh, that movement goes there and that pin goes there and those gears and the way they all line up. And like it's really interesting to see the way that all works. When you wind the watch, it's these are the gears and this is why it does what it does, and like that's all really cool to me. Again, like I said, but that aside, I think it's really neat if they add more movements and stuff that you could build and add different things like that. I think that would be really cool. I do think that if they also added a mode where they kind of explained it a little bit more, like, hey, you want to put this here because this. Right now, it kind of feels a little bit like you've maybe taken a course. A bit about like a bunch about this stuff, and like this is kind of a way that you can visualize it, almost like an educational aid. But like as somebody who hasn't gone and like studied it, it's a little bit like, okay, I'm putting these in the right place, I think. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah. So like I said, if they do, like if they put more time into this and they add to it and they build on it, I think it would be really neat. We'll see. Like I said, it was given to me. I did not pay for it. I know it's not overly expensive.
Like $10.
Yeah. They are doing a thing where if you buy one, they give one away for free to somebody who I'm not sure how exactly those free ones are given, but there's
or something.
Yeah, but there is like so they are doing something like that to kind of just get more people interested in horology, which is kind of cool.
I really like the idea of my game a little better.
Your game?
Yeah, the horror management sim.
Oh. I bet you there is one like that.
I wonder. Nice. So you played something new. You beat DMC5. We're still slogging through Div 2.
Yep.
I'm playing Days Gone. I really wish I could say shit.
But you can't
until next week.
Yep.
If you guys know where I live, you can come over to my house and we can play it together. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. I think that would technically break embargo.
Yeah, I think technically it would, wouldn't it?
And if someone else was playing it, or if I showed it.
Yeah, I believe that would.
Anyways, so that being said, let's move on to news. The news and stuff. Octopath Traveler's coming to PC on June 7th. I don't know, that game just seems like a perfect Switch game, but if you want to play it on PC, hey, now you can.
Would probably run better on PC.
Oh, I'm sure it would run way better.
At least I hope it would. I mean, that's definitely one thing that I could kind of complain about with like just playing the demo on Switch was I was like kind of like, really? How does this game run so bad?
June 7th.
Interesting.
On Steam. I don't know, not much more else to say that. It's on my pile of shame still on my Switch.
So you own it, but you haven't actually played it?
No. I played the bit like a couple hours in the demo.
Right.
It imports that, doesn't it?
Yes, you can play up to the first 3 hours.
At this point,
if you
I
buy
would
the
probably
game.
just restart.
Yeah, probably been so long since you played it.
Little bit of industry success story here. This story from Gamatsu, and obviously, like every other story, regurgitated on every other website everywhere because it came from a press release from Activision. To be honest, Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice sales top 2 million in 10 days.
Wow.
Has sold more than 2 million copies worldwide across PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC in less than 10 days. Publisher Activision and developer From Software announced. That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty impressive.
A super hard game. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, people love those games. I mean,
people do. It goes to show how big gaming is when a game that seems super niche back in the day that would have like a small hardcore audience, like 2 million copies.
Well, I mean, look at Demon's Souls. That first game that kind of kicked all this off. That was a game that like so many people didn't, like they weren't even, wasn't it like Sony or whatever? They passed on publishing it in North America. They weren't even going to bother.
Yeah. And
then Atlas stepped up and they're like, well, if you're not going to, we'll throw it over there. And then it kind of blew up and that started this whole thing. So, that's cool. Good for those guys.
Yeah, that is awesome. That game is awesome. I will get back to it after I beat Days Gone. Because I have to beat it. I think I'm halfway through, so... Horizon Zero Dawn actress says the sequel is in development. Duh.
Sounds like somebody said something they weren't supposed to.
Yeah, I don't know, but Janina Gavankar? Is that her name?
Gavankar, yeah.
Apparently she voiced someone in the Frozen Wilds DLC. I didn't play the DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn. Speaking of which, one of our prizes is the complete edition of Horizon Zero Dawn.
Ooh.
Probably do that next week. But yeah, she was, I guess, at Star Wars Celebration, and a fan thanked her for introducing her to Horizon Zero Dawn.
Right.
Which she replied, "Oh, just wait until you see the sequel. You're going to die. I know some secrets. You're going to die." Like this guy posted on Reddit, apparently, or...
That's pretty awesome. Or somebody overheard the conversation.
Either way. We knew a sequel was coming. They sold, like, I think over 10 million copies.
Well, I mean, think about it. You release
awesome.
You release a PS5 and you have Horizon Zero Dawn as either a launch game or shortly after. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's pretty killer.
That's smart is what that is.
This weekend was Star Wars Celebration.
Celebrate Star Wars, come on.
Nice. So, yeah, I was checking in and out of some of the panels that were being live streamed. Of course, the Fallen Order panel
Jedi Star Wars
was quite anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
And they revealed the game, details of the game, and then the official reveal trailer. So this is Respawn Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
With what's his name? Stig. Is it Stig Asmussen, I believe, is the lead game designer on this one, who is from, you might know the name from God of War 3. Yeah, he's the game director.
Very cool.
Led development of God of War 3. Trailer looked cool. There wasn't any gameplay.
Yeah, it was all just
cutscene stuff.
Not pre-rendered. I guess it was pre-rendered in engine, but
yeah, I think it was like in-game cutscene stuff.
Yeah,
happens after Order 66 about a Jedi Padawan who survived the destruction of the Jedi.
So essentially, they were saying it happens in between episode 3 and 4, right? It's that period in between. Kind of, well, yeah, like a bunch of it kind of happens.
66 happened after that was episode 3, yeah.
Yeah, that was like during episode 3, and then a bunch of this obviously happens after.
Yeah, so. It looks cool. Coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and PC November 15th. I assume we will see gameplay at E3. Seems to be the obvious thing.
Yeah, I mean, I would
Probably
hope so.
Probably at EA's play event would seem pretty obvious.
So today, I was driving around listening to podcasts, as I do, and a thought occurred to me. Like right now, Respawn, they're kind of on a bit of a roll, right? They made 2 Titanfall games that are both excellent. They've now made, obviously, Apex Legends, which is fucking amazing. And now they're building this new Star Wars game, which, for all intents and purposes, looks like it's going to be really good. And it got me thinking, is part of the reason why... And I'm not saying this is entirely the whole reason, but I'm just saying, like, we just had Anthem from BioWare, another EA, company that's owned by them. They just recently released Anthem, and it was ho-hum, if you will. It had good parts and bad parts. But it made me wonder if at least part of why Respawn seems like they're on a bit of a roll right now is because they're not having to fuck with Frostbite. All their games so far have not been Frostbite games. Every game that they've released, Titanfall 2, even Apex Legends, none of them are built on Frostbite. And it made me wonder... They're out here killing it.
Instead of fighting an engine, they're making their games to the best of their ability.
Exactly.
Definitely seems like more evidence that points to that highlights EA's problem.
It just makes me wonder, maybe this whole, I think the idea of I understand where EA is coming from by building an engine in-house.
Yeah, we want all the money. We're a greedy corporation, and we don't want to pay anyone for anything, and we want to have everything in-house and keep all the dollars and cents to ourselves.
Hey, man, when you're talking about possibly, $1 billion game and then having to give up a large chunk of that to royalties on your 5%. Engine, it's...
5% when you're making tons of money. It's the cost of doing business. Quit being so goddamn greedy. I would give up 5%.
I totally this is kind of where I'm getting at.
They deserve it, in my opinion. They almost deserve it. Forcing everyone to use their shit engine just to pad their bottom line a little more. Because
I don't think it's a shitty engine necessarily. I think it was designed for one thing. It was designed for first-person shooters, right? Well, and you're trying to make that engine
managed to make it work for their sports games too, but.
Which is wild to me. But yeah, anyways, like I said, I was driving along.
No, I think it's a pretty good revelation, I would say.
And I was just like, man, is part of the reason why Respawn is killing it right now is because they're not having to fight with Frostbite.
Yeah.
They're actually able to just make games, because at least, and again, I don't know, but from what I can tell, at least, it doesn't look like this is a Frostbite engine game. This looks like it's still built on the... the Titanfall or whatever the engine is that they're using still.
Isn't it like a Source engine?
It's like a heavily modified Source engine game. Yeah. At least that's what Titanfall and Titanfall 2 were.
Yeah, those games are freaking awesome.
So, but yeah, anyways, just like I said, a little bit of a epiphany that I kind of had, and I thought I'd share.
I think you hit the nail on the head with that one.
And it was weird because it kind of had like the light bulb moment. I was like, wait. Apex Legends, all their games, they haven't had to fuck with Frostbite at all.
It's kind of funny that they haven't had to, because it must be an engine that belongs to them. It's a modified custom engine, right?
I think it has to do with the fact that they were in the middle of building this already before they got bought by EA. So I'm curious to know, down the road when they actually start building something else, completely post EA buyout, what the case will be. But at least for right now, nothing that they've built has had to have Frostbite involved. So
that was cool. That was a neat reveal. Game looks promising.
I like the story. That seems really interesting. It's an interesting story. You're kind of having to keep your head down because obviously, the Jedi are being annihilated and they're being hunted and everything else.
I wonder how it's going to play. Is it going to be like a Star Wars God of War?
That's kind of yeah, that's kind of what I'm a lot more interested in as well. Is like, what is the gameplay going to look like, right?
Yeah. So
yeah,
November 15th. I'm sure we'll see more at E3.
that's pretty cool.
This was kind of a surprise announcement coming via Kotaku. Capcom is releasing a plug-and-play arcade stick that contains 16 classic games. Not only are they releasing an arcade stick, it's their freaking logo with buttons and sticks on it.
This thing looks so redonkulous.
I like the idea and concept, but I hate the shape of it. I can't, like, if it was rectangular with the Capcom logo, it would be one thing.
So visualize Capcom, the logo.
The trailer link and images are embedded in the podcast show notes. So if you haven't seen this, you'll be able to click on through it yourself.
Yes, but I just want to visualize it for people. Literally, the Capcom logo in 3D with fight sticks and buttons, which I will add, they have painted all the buttons and everything so that they almost disappear into the Capcom logo on top of this thing. Like, it looks so stupid. And it's like attached, so it's like an old arcade console that's like you've just ripped out, and like obviously there's nothing else except for the two joysticks that were side by side. So you have to sit side by side with somebody to play with them. You can't, give them one of their own or whatever. It itself is the console. It's got an HDMI cable and a USB power supply. So it literally just goes out of the box and into your TV. It's got a strange list of games.
Yeah, I won't lie. Like at it right now, it is a strange list of games.
So there's 16 games. The full list, there's not that many. 1944, The Loop Master, Alien vs. Predator, Armored Warriors, Capcom Sports Club, Captain Commando, Cyberbots, Full Metal Madness, Darkstalkers, The Night Warriors, Eco Fighters, Final Fight, Ghouls and Ghosts, Giga Wing, Mega Man: The Power Battle, Pro Gear, Street Fighter II, Hyper Fighting, Strider, and Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo.
There's some dope games in there, but there's a lot of titles.
I mean, like AVP, that's pretty cool. Darkstalkers and obviously Street Fighter 2, that's pretty cool. The arcade version of Ghouls and Ghosts, that's pretty cool. Hard as shit, but still cool. Super Puzzle Fighter 2, that's a great game. Strider, not overly long, but a good game. And then the rest of these, you're just like, what? You built a more or less fighting sticks, and yet, why isn't there more? Like, where's the Street Fighter 3 games? Where's, like...
Yeah, well, let's be honest. This is a Raspberry Pi, and these are all CPS 1 games.
Yeah,
this is the early Capcom era arcade games. So I think Street Fighter 3 is different hardware.
You're probably right.
It's weird. It has Wi-Fi as well for like leaderboards and stuff. If you're gonna have Wi-Fi in it, then to be honest, you should probably have a way to just download new games over the internet. But I'm sure, you know what, it's got a USB port. Someone's going to crack this thing open, and then you'll be able to load whatever you want on the emulator that is running on it.
Oh yeah.
So apparently it's like $200, which is crazy expensive.
Is that like Canadian or is that American?
No, I think that was $200 US or euros.
So in other words, it's going to be like $250 Canadian?
Yeah.
Oh, that is steep, man.
October 25th. I just wish it was I wish it was a rectangular shape, because like player 1 will be fine, but it looks like the little divots for player 2 is, you're not going to be able to rest your hand very comfortably on the edge, because it doesn't have a straight edge. It has like these weird bumps. It's cool in concept, but I kind of think
this is the weirdest thing. Like, what were they thinking?
Cool concept, but I think they fumbled the execution. I know what they were thinking. They saw you can buy, what do they call it? They called Pandora's Box or something. I think on eBay they have these arcade sticks with built-in like emulators, right. And I think they're called Pandora's Box. I think they just saw that and like, hey, we could do that ourselves and charge a lot.
Maybe.
Cool idea.
Or they saw Microsoft or Sony and Nintendo releasing mini consoles, and they're like, "Well, we never made a console, but
we're gonna make a giant console.
We're gonna make a giant arcade.
We're gonna make a stick so big that you can smash your mini consoles with."
Yeah,
and we're gonna put a bunch of weird games on it too. Screw you guys.
Like, some of these are cool, and I kind of want one just for like some of these more obscure games.
Super Puzzle Fighter 2 is an amazing game.
Yeah. The Alien versus Predator arcade game was great. Like, but anyways, such a weird thing.
Nintendo news: Persona 5's Joker was unveiled yesterday and released today.
Wow!
They did like a stealth kind of like mini Smash Brothers Direct last night, apparently.
Interesting.
And unveiled all the details about Smash Brothers Ultimate Version 3, and that the first DLC fighter, Joker, in a stage is they're like coming tomorrow, well, which is today, which is by the time you guys listen to it, it's available now. And as we talk about this, the Nintendo eShop has like burnt down to the ground, like the Louvre. It's just getting crapped on by how many people are downloading this.
You mean Notre Dame?
Oh, oops. Yeah, Notre Dame, which is by the Louvre. That's going to catch on fire next week.
The Louvre?
Yeah. No, that would be bad. I screwed that up. Shut up,
yeah.
Dave. You suck.
Sorry.
Yeah, so if you had the Fighter's Ultimate Pass, you got Joker in the stage, or you can buy it for $5.99. It's available
Very cool.
now. And the stage builder as well, and a bunch of other stuff they've added to Smash Brothers Ultimate. That's pretty dope.
Sweet.
I'm split on whether I just want to buy this guy one-off or eat the cost and buy the whole thing. You save a couple bucks buying it all at once, but I don't know if it's really necessary, considering all these fighters are not going to be out. Well, I guess they're all going to be out by this time next year. I think there's 4 more fighters, maybe 5 more. I can't remember.
Don't know.
So yeah, people are pretty happy, and the eShop is broken now because of it. I'm gonna try downloading it later.
Which brings us into our PlayStation news.
Yeah. Episode 200 contest secret code drop number 2.
Hell yeah! And what game are we going to give away?
SpiderMan for PS4.
Excellent.
And the password will be SpiderCop.
SpiderCap.
And that'll make a lot more sense after you play the game.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, SpiderCop is the password for the Spider-Man contest. So each game, again, I'll reiterate, each game will have a link on the page that's linked by that bit.ly/Geekoholics200. Click on the game, enter for each game separately there. So it'll be like a mini contest for each game as we go along.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, SpiderCop. That's to enter for Spider-Man. Back to our regularly scheduled podcast news. Sony reveals first PlayStation 5 details. So this blew up the internet yesterday.
The hell yeah, it did.
I believe it was Wired.
So yeah, Wired did an interview with Mark Cerny.
Mm-hmm. Rumor is that someone was saying that they had some stuff on the PS5, and I guess instead of just publishing it, went to Sony and was like, hey, we know a lot of stuff here and we're going to publish a story. Maybe you want to do an interview. I don't know. The circumstances are kind of weird because this kind of came out of nowhere. So that's where some of the people are like, thinking that's what happened, because this kind of came out of left field, this interview. Anyway, right off the top, the next-gen console will still use physical media. Cerny confirmed. There's no release window. But they definitely ruled out 2019.
Say not coming out in 2019.
Expected CPU, GPU upgrades, 3rd gen AMD Ryzen with 8 cores and custom Radeon Navi.
I'm wondering, I'm super curious. He didn't specify, but like Ryzen or however the fuck you want to pronounce it. I feel like I should know, seeing as I own one. But I'm curious because he said their 3rd generation, which is coming out, I believe in May or June for the actual.
It's not even out yet.
No, so it's going to be coming out in May or June for the actual PC platforms. But they're doing obviously like those processors. They're offering an 8-core with hyperthreading, and I'm kind of wondering if the console is going to have hyperthreading or not. He did just say 8-core. He didn't say hyperthreading. But that was something that I picked up on that I was kind of like, interesting. Like, if it's going to have Ryzen, why not have, like, if you're going to be using the Zen 2, which is based on the new 7nm microarchitecture, I wonder if they're going to also include hyperthreading, because that would essentially make it a 16-core processor, which would be amazing. That's literally what I run right now in my machine.
It'll support ray tracing.
That's what they did say, which also a little bit of a spoiler for poor AMD in their they haven't even announced like Navi yet. Like they've been talking about it, but we know nothing about Navi, what it's going to look like, what its feature set or anything are. And here he is like, oh yeah, it's going to be a custom variant of Navi, which is going to also support ray tracing. I mean, that also doesn't necessarily mean that the PC ones will support ray tracing or not.
They mostly will.
And he also didn't say whether or not that ray tracing is going to be in software, or if it's also going to be like hardware, or if it's going to be like, so we don't know.
Yeah, this is a very top level,
totally
not
totally
down nitty gritty tech interview.
I mean, I won't lie. He got surprising. Like he talked about a lot more in this interview on Wired. He talked a lot more about details than I thought he would.
Yeah, 3D audio. It's going to have an SSD.
Cool. That is probably the most exciting part about this.
8K graphic support.
That I feel like is going to be like an upscaler chip or something.
Upscaler for sure.
Yeah.
I think, to be honest, I'd be surprised if these systems are still going to struggle at 4K 60, to be honest.
Oh, I almost without a doubt feel like they're going to struggle with 4K 60.
If you click through the show notes, this is a Eurogamer story that we have here. They do have a link to the Wired story, which is actually quite long. They actually had a dev kit in the interview, and it was like under some big tower, so they didn't get to see what it looked like. And I believe they were just using PlayStation 4 controllers. But like one thing that they did demo that they were talking about, they fired up a PS4 Pro playing Spider-Man, and they did like a fast travel in the game, which took about 15 seconds to load. And then they did it the same thing on the next gen dev kit running Spider-Man. Obviously the system is also backwards compatible, if that wasn't obvious. That was pretty much confirmed as well on the dev kit. What took 15 seconds on the PS4 Pro took 0.8 seconds on the new system. So like there's your SSD coming into play, and obviously the added horsepower of the new system. That's pretty exciting.
That's rad. I'm wondering if it's just an NVMe M.2 drive,
and then a bigger mechanical drive,
maybe. Or I'm wondering if they're doing because the thing is that AMD has announced already that Ryzen 3 is going to support the new PCI Express 4. And I'm wondering if this is like a next gen, next gen, more or less, hard drive as well, with the I/O that's going to be incredibly fast.
I'd say we get more information E3, but they ain't going to be there.
Nope.
So I'm going to guess we'll find out more this fall when Sony does another PSX event.
Yeah,
I think they're going to do another PSX.
Right.
Hopefully they do it in Vegas, because then I can go, because it's a lot cheaper to go to Vegas than fucking Anaheim.
So yeah, but he did announce that it will be backwards compat with PS4. He did say that, which is great.
That's awesome.
That makes me super happy, and I'm sure it's going to make a lot of people happy.
It doesn't make sense that generations cut off anymore, especially when they go to this, this PC, almost PC-like architecture.
Well, yeah, they're all running x86 processors and stuff anyways, right?
I can almost play every PC game I've ever bought in over the 3 decades of owning my PC, right?
Yeah.
Though some stuff doesn't run, but the majority of stuff I can still play from when I bought way back in the day.
Yep.
On disc, before Steam even.
Yep. So we don't know how big the SSD is going to be. We don't know.
The SSDs have been in a free fall lately, so it could have a terabyte SSD. Like I've seen terabyte SSDs lately for like $100, $150.
Right.
You know, they're not the fastest ones, but
so that's the slowest
SSD,
question, right?
The slowest SSD is better than any mechanical drive.
Yeah. And I'm wondering if they're going to do if they go super fast, like a smaller amount of like super fast NVMe drive, and then you do like a slightly slower but still much faster fuller size SSD in there.
I don't know.
You know, so like I'm really curious.
I don't know if they want multiple drives, if that complicates things, but
yeah, I don't know.
And he also said the price is going to be appealing to gamers. No details on price, but it's going to be appealing. So I think they're not going to do the get 2 jobs thing again.
No, I don't think they are. The rumors that I have been hearing are that it will jump up, though. I don't know. Again, total hearsay. I know, obviously, PS4 launched at a time when the Canadian dollar was amazing, and it launched at $3.99 in both Canada and the US, which was rad. Of course, our dollar has since disappeared into the ether.
And then the Pro and the One X versions have gone up. We're $100 more than that now.
Yeah.
I imagine this is
I'm hearing
be $500 or $600.
I'm hearing the rumor is that it was $3.99 for the PS4 when it launched, and I'm hearing rumors that this is probably going to be $100 more.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then
again,
drop
like
the X and the Pro to the PS4 level, and the PS4 and the S will go down another notch.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, obviously, like I said, total hearsay, could totally be wrong.
Yeah,
that's just what.
That's exciting. I'm sure we'll get more information soon at a PlayStation event of some sorts.
Yeah.
Moving along to Xbox news. Speaking of Xbox and XS, Microsoft formally unveils the dickless Xbox One S All Digital Edition. The Xbox One
S
SAD.
All Digital Edition.
People are calling it the SAD, Xbox SAD.
That's funny.
Coming out in May. It's $250 American, I believe.
You are correct.
$299 Canadian, $50 less than a version with the drive. I honestly
feel like it's not enough.
No, to be honest, I think this is a stupid move.
I feel like if you were going to do this,
$150 or $199.
If you were to drop it $100, then I feel like that would be kind of like, okay, like that's
you're losing 2 major things. You're losing the ability to trade games with your friends.
Yep.
And you're also losing the ability to play 4K Blu-rays.
Yep.
And when the Xbox One S has been on sale for $200 with a freaking drive, or $250 during multiple Black Friday or any time it ever goes on sale, like, why would you buy this version when you can get the one with a disc drive? Like,
I did also read, though, that the goal of this is for it to always be $50 less than the disc version. So, for example, if the disc version is on sale at $200,
this one's going to be $150. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. But then, like, if you're getting the other one for $200, like, why wouldn't you $50 for a disc drive?
This also comes with Minecraft, Forza Horizon 3, and Sea of Thieves pre-installed.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool.
The value is debatable on those, though.
Yeah, I mean, but it also comes with, what is it, a month? Is it just 1 month of Game Pass or 3 months? I can't remember. I
don't know.
They did say they were bundling it with 3 games, and they also, so they're also giving it a 3-month trial of Xbox Game Pass for $1. So you're also, I mean, so you're getting 3 months of Game Pass, you're getting 3 games. I mean, if you're the right person, this is perfect for you.
Yeah,
if you're not,
I guess for a second Xbox, if I would only buy one of these for $150.
Yeah, but again, like if you're, if you're the right person, maybe you're
too much.
I mean, I could definitely see like lots of cases where, where this makes sense, and you don't really care about discs. You don't have like a big collection. You're not planning on buying a big collection. You don't want to deal with having all of those medias. You're never going to buy physical copies anyways.
Yeah. No, it's a good idea.
Save the money.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea. It's just still too expensive.
Yeah.
If this was $150, then that would be a killer box.
Right, and that's
people
what I'm
would
saying,
buy this instead of Android boxes for Netflix and YouTube, or like for a media player because you got access to all those apps.
Yep.
I think you can do. Can you not do Plex streaming on an Xbox? I feel like you can. So if you have an in-home media server, so like 150 would just put it in that range where it's like, and it's 4K. You can stream 4K streaming services. Like it's at 150, it's a killer deal. 250, too expensive.
Agreed.
Anyway.
But like I said, the plan is to keep this less than, to keep this less than the disc version. So if the disc version's on sale, that one's also going to be on sale. So it at least has the potential to show up at $150 or $170 American, at which that's getting into that like interesting, like you said, right?
And I kind of feel like it's point. a little too late because everyone's already talking about the next systems, right?
Yeah, but there's like, you got to remember, there's a ton of people out there that aren't like you and I that own everything and sometimes multiple versions of a console. Like, there's lots of people that they've been.
That's why this thing needs to be cheaper for those people.
But I mean, yeah.
Moving along. Xbox announced details for E3. Their conference is on June 9th, Sunday, my daughter's birthday. I will definitely not be there. Well, people were expecting them to do it on the Monday since Sony
since that's the day they always were doing it, right?
No. Microsoft's always been on Sunday the last few years, which is super fucking annoying.
They were always earlier in the day. Microsoft would go Monday during the day, and then Sony would go in the afternoon. No, it was always the same day.
I swear,
and everybody would complain about it. That was down at E3 because they had to run from like Microsoft over to Sony and like everything in between. Yeah, no, it always happened the same day.
Last year it didn't.
I don't know. The guys on Giant Bomb were explaining that they were like, yeah, so now we gotta like lump all of our travel.
It was all, like when I went in 2013. It was all on the same day. I went from Xbox to EA to Ubisoft to Sony at Xbox 2013.
So like EA and Sony have moved.
That was fucking nutty.
EA and Ubisoft. Well, I mean, obviously EA is on like their own thing now, but Ubisoft had moved long since then, and it was just Microsoft and Sony on the same day now. But Microsoft went first in the morning, and then Sony went in the evening. That's the way it's always been for a long time. So anyways, so it's out on Sunday now. So they're bumping it forward a day. And yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. But there was a couple of years where I swear Xbox was on its own. Yeah, it's weird to go to the Sunday. I hate that shit. Because I swear I had to go to E3 1 year earlier, a whole day extra, just to go to the Microsoft thing. And then Bethesda's the Sunday night. Like, why do you guys do this? Like, you guys are stupid. Hate you all. It makes the week way too long. Just move to Monday, you idiots. Anyway. They're also doing their Xbox FanFest again. Apparently you can register for that. When does that start? Sometime in April. The site will go live April 19th. You can submit their names for a chance to win FanFest tickets. $45. You get a bunch of really awesome swag. And apparently you even get tickets to E3.
Wow.
A 3-day pass to E3, that's a $200 value.
So if you're down there, that's rad.
Like, if you're planning to go to E3, I would throw your name in. I wanted to go to FanFest because the backpack they had, it came like with a 2 terabyte hard drive and a bunch of other stuff that was easily more expensive than $45. And it's a really cool event. So if you get picked in their little lottery, you have 24 hours to purchase your ticket, and then you have 24 hours to invite a guest who can also purchase a ticket as well.
That's pretty cool.
That's a pretty freaking awesome awesome deal, especially considering it comes with a 3-day pass to E3, that's $200.
Yeah.
I think you can still buy passes to E3. It's not sold out.
Have they even gone on sale yet?
Yeah, they've been on sale for like months now. I'm actually registered for E3, but I'm not going. I had to register because I had to.
Fair enough.
Where are we?
Microsoft also announced, we somehow jumped over this, they also announced the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
Oh, yeah. Oops, sorry.
Coming later this year.
Yeah.
Which includes the Xbox Live Gold and unlimited access to over 100 quality games. So they're essentially adding the Game Pass and the Xbox Live Gold together for $14.99 American a month.
Cheaper than if you were subscribing to both services monthly.
Yeah.
The same if you were smart and bought yearly. But it's all together now. It was rumored. We think we talked about it last week or the week before, so confirmed now. And this is all from an Xbox Inside Xbox stream they did yesterday or the day before. Moving along, public service announcements. Celebrate God of War's anniversary with some freebies. Don't forget, enter our contest for a copy of God of War. There's an animated theme, or what is it theme? Dynamic theme for PS4.
Yeah, with like the background and everything.
Link in the show notes for that. And then Assassin's Creed Unity is currently available for free on the Ubisoft
on PC
on Uplay.
The Uplay.
Also, Ubisoft is also donating $500,000 to the Notre Dame
Cathedral renovation or rebuilding.
My wife was saying apparently they've had like $1 billion in donations already.
Yeah,
that's redonkulous.
Yep,
that's
a bunch
crazy.
of rich billionaires all stepped in and said that they would donate a bunch of money, and yeah, it's kind of ridiculous already.
Man, I know Disney. It's like, yeah, we'll give you $5 million.
It's a write-off for them.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
They're just like, whatever.
Free for all section. So this is a bunch of news from Star Wars Celebration. Actually, this first story is not, but Disney Plus, the streaming services details were released earlier this week. I think it was on Monday or something. Was it Monday?
Yeah.
It was the day after we recorded last week. They had like a press conference or something. I don't know what they had, but the service is coming this fall, I believe November in the US. It is also coming to Canada. They didn't say when. I'm hoping that it magically happens to be day and date. It's like $6.99 a month. They're like seriously undercutting Netflix. It's coming to consoles, gaming, including Switch, and obviously mobile and devices.
I won't lie, I kind of hate it.
You kind of hate it? Why do you hate it?
Well, okay. So before, they were just licensing all their shit to Netflix. And so I would just go to Netflix and I would watch all the Disney shit that was on there. And I didn't have to worry about it. And it was already just included in my fucking Netflix subscription. Now it's like, now I gotta have my Netflix subscription to keep watching all the shit that's on there. Now I'm gonna need a Disney Plus subscription to watch all the Disney Plus shit.
Disney Plus subscription because the stuff they're showing on it looks awesome.
Like, this is starting to get ridiculous. Like thus begins the streaming wars. Like,
it started a long time ago.
No, it was so slow, man. Like it has been for years now. It's been Netflix and Amazon and like the Hulu, odd person here and there that is like, which yeah, exactly. We've never had Hulu, and Hulu's free. So like you can pay for Hulu Plus if you don't want to deal with the like commercials, but ultimately Hulu is free. So we've never had that. But like overall, it's like we had a couple that tried, like local ones in here in Canada. We had Show Me that came and went. We now have Crave, which is a whole nother thing, which they've now bundled, and it's a thing. But like, it hasn't been that bad. But now we've got CBS All Access that has now come out. Now we're gonna have Disney Plus. Now we've still got Netflix. We still, like it's like everybody is
the
announced.
Cable companies aren't going to exist.
I disagree. I actually think we're going to come full circle. I think that people are going to get sick and tired of paying $10 a month to 12 different places, and they're just going to be like, you know what? I could give my fucking cable company $100, get everything I fucking want, and all the video on demand shit, all the on demand streaming for all of this crap that I need anyways, and I can just it's easy. It's so much easier than me having to have a Disney Plus subscription and a Netflix
apps
subscription.
Is not super ideal. I'm not. Yeah,
and this is what we're getting to. Like, it's getting ridiculous.
And then you don't have the apps on all your devices because like some apps are on one device and then they're not on another.
Right, and like some apps stream in 4K and some don't.
Then
and
it
some, if you
complicates
want to watch,
whole, like, I'm on the wrong. Oh, is the app built in the smart TV or is it on the Apple TV? Is it on the Chromecast or do I have to switch the inputs? It's like now you've complicated. Yeah, that's a side note to all of this.
Which app outputs to 4K? Which app doesn't?
Honestly, I will subscribe to this service the second it comes out in Canada. The shows they have coming to it, the Marvel stuff, looks amazing, and I'm pretty freaking stoked. Did you see the trailer to The Mandalorian?
I did. It looks great.
My God. That looks like the best piece of Star Wars content, period. That got me more excited than the new Star Wars trailer reveal.
So, again, as an aside to this, DC, and I mean, I get it. They're different.
Everybody
but DC
wants the money.
But DC did their thing in the US, right? So, like, you know, Titans and the new animated films and so on and so forth, all the DC content, you have to pay for DC Unlimited in the United States. We get all that content on Netflix in Canada, at least right now. And it's rad.
DC can launch their app here.
Right. But at least right now, it's great because, like, I have friends in the US and they're like, shit, well, I don't want to pay for, like, the DC Unlimited stuff to watch this. And I'm like, oh, it's just on Netflix. It's included in my subscription and it's wonderful. So yeah, like I think it's gonna be great because like, does this mean that the Disney Vault is just gonna always be open now? You can watch all the Disney shit.
They said all their stuff's gonna be on there.
So
for someone who
that part of it is rad.
Someone who
like,
also lives in a Disney household, that's a pretty good deal. Because see, right now it's super annoying because I have movies on, like I have Aladdin digitally on Google Play. Right. And a couple other movies on. And then I have some other movies on my on-demand service.
Right.
And then it's like, and then I have some movies just on Blu-ray because they are not available digital anywhere. So it's like when my daughter
in the vault, they went back into the vault.
When my daughter wants to watch a particular movie, I have to boot up the freaking Blu-ray, change inputs, turn on the amplifier. It's not hard, but it's annoying.
Yeah, I hear you.
Or if she wants to watch Aladdin, I got to grab the TV remote, which we never use the TV remote because we don't really use any of the built-in apps. But I got to grab the TV remote to get into Google Play because I got to use Google Play isn't built in my set-top box; it's built into the TV.
Right.
And then and then of course I have through my set-top box, I have a bunch of Disney stuff just through my set-top box.
Right. So you know what would I get away with that with just having Android TV on my TV and I never have to worry about the separate app stuff, but which is great because then everything is just an app that's built into my TV because it's just Android. But yeah, I hear you. I mean, I know that like if everything is going to be on there, of course I'm going to subscribe to it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not going to like it though. That's all.
Yeah. You don't have to like it because it's not going to be the first and it's not going to be the last because everyone's going to take their ball and go home and be no, you got to come like you said, the CBS stuff. It's going to get more and more fragmented as time goes on because they're all
and then like I said, this is totally going to happen. It's going to become fragmented and then a whole bunch of them are going to fail and then it's all going to start amalgamating again. We see this all the time and then they're going to amalgamate back down to like 4 different ones again because these other ones failed and that one failed and they weren't making enough money and they've decided that it was better just to license it to Netflix or to Disney Plus or whoever. The Disney Plus stuff is a little bit scary because they just, of course, got all the Fox stuff as well. So now suddenly, like, The Simpsons are going to be on there.
I'm just really excited for the day one when it launches, all The Simpsons.
30 seasons of The Simpsons.
That's amazing. I might actually go back and watch them all. because I've probably missed like 20 years of Simpsons.
Yeah. Every once in a while, we'll like throw an episode of The Simpsons on, and like that's on the TV or whatever, and both my wife and I kind of go, "Wow, the show's still on."
So that was before Celebration. That was after we recorded last week. I talked about The Mandalorian. That was a trailer only for people at Star Wars Celebration, which I assume the link I shared in our Discord got taken down, I would assume.
I haven't checked it recently,
but there's like an off-cam link. If you join our Discord, I think it's in our BS section channel. There was a guy who recorded with his phone, and I'm pretty sure it's probably torn down because it was kind of one of these just for special trailers for everyone that was actually there.
Yeah.
And I watched it like 10 times, and I'm like, God, that looks amazing.
It does look really
And then, of course, I think, was it the first day that they revealed the Star Wars trailer? I think it was.
Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker.
Rise of the Skywalker, the trailer for Episode 9 was revealed.
Well, teaser trailer.
Yeah, teaser.
Very teaser.
It's Star Wars. It looks cool.
It does.
Some crazy, I don't know, maybe we won't talk about it because some people maybe don't want to see or know any details about it. If you're interested, you probably got hit in the head with it and couldn't avoid seeing it. But
yeah,
I think you'd actually have to try not to see it because it blew up the internet. That's cool. That's this fall. This is a big year for Disney. Endgame, the new Star Wars, the new streaming service. Man, they're going to be rolling the dough, Scrooge McDuck style.
I think Captain Marvel has either hit or is very close to hitting $1 billion already. Yeah. So, yeah. Man. Is this a good time to go to the ballet?
I think it is. That would be our third password. Ballet is the secret password for the Division 2 on PC. That's a Uplay code.
So if you're not going to play it on
God
PC,
of War physical,
don't bother.
So anyway. If you don't have a PC, don't friggin' enter. Don't be a douche. Or I guess you can give it to a friend or something. Whatever. Whatever. If you want to enter, just enter. The password's ballet. And that'll be for the
And if you've been listening to this show for a while,
you might know
what
that
means.
inside joke.
And if you don't, well, go back.
Also, we have another copy that we'll give away on another show as well. We got a couple copies of the Division 2 on PC.
Hell yeah.
Dane, with that being said, I think we got an episode 200 in the gigabits and your ear holes, and ready to roll, my friend.
Hell yeah. Let the episode 200 giveaway extravaganza continue.
Begin
for the
and
next...
continue. Yeah, we'll keep going every week until we run out of prizes.
Hell yeah. So then, tell your friends.
Each week I think we'll end before the next show to announce. Unless I don't get enough. If we don't get enough entries, I'll extend it. But hopefully we have enough entries. We'll be announcing this week's winners next week and so forth. So
sweet.
There'll be ways to share that. Or maybe you don't want to share it because you want to just better your odds, because if no one listens, then you might have a better chance of winning. But really, the whole point is to...
Don't give away secrets like that.
Really, the point is to help grow the show and award our listeners, you awesome peoples.
Yes.
If you haven't
and
already...
again, huge shout out to Ubisoft and Sony, because they stepped up to the plate and they were like, you guys are cool. Here's a bunch of shit to give away to your listeners because those are also cool.
Sony sent me like a stack of games. I was like, are you kidding me? I was expecting them to give me like a game or two. Yeah. And they just like gave us like all their stuff they've essentially released in the last little while.
Which is pretty cool.
That being said, we might get stuff from Nintendo and Microsoft. I don't know. They said they were digging in their crates, so we'll see what happens, see if they step up.
That would be cool.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at RickF, RIC. F, yep. I was like, I broke my rhythm. You can follow me at RickF, no K, RICF. And I'm like, how do I normally say this? I say it in a good rhythm that makes it easy to remember. My brain broke for a second there. Sorry.
All right, broken brain.
Glitch
It has
Matrix.
been 200 episodes, so as usual, you can come hang out with me on Twitter at Dane Cody. That is DAYNECODY.
And then, of course, follow, subscribe everywhere on the social medias. We're Geekoholics. On those contests as well, there'll be opportunities to share the contest and like and subscribe to our various social medias, which will earn you entries as well if you haven't already. Join our Discord, bit.ly/gap Discord. That's all lowercase. bit.ly/gap Discord if you want to join our Discord. That's always a good time. Super, super active in there lately. I'm always on my phone chatting recently. It's pretty awesome.
Hell yeah. It's great.
I pretty much abandoned all my other channels that I would check in on.
I know. It's kind of bad.
No, it's good. We're active. I like it.
It's great.
Until next week, friends, I'm going to say we are out.
Go play some games.
Hell yeah. Later.